What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today I had to jump in because the White House, once again, doing things anti-union, and I think it's important to talk about it here on the Union Minded channel. Not enough folks are really discussing just how anti-union this White House has been, but yet another attack on collective bargaining for federal workers has happened. It's happened on Thursday. According to a couple stories that were written and some Facebook posts, the president has decided to terminate collective bargaining for several more agencies. Now, this is off of Occupy Democrats. If you ever are on Facebook and feel like following a page that issues up-to-date information, Occupy Democrats is a good one. But let's jump in. Breaking. Donald Trump's war on American workers hits a shocking new low as he eliminates the government workers' unions for NASA, the Weather Service, the U.S. Patent Office, and other key agencies. In MAGA America, the only people with rights are the billionaires. You guys know this to be true. You guys understand. He's doing everything for the wealthy. That big, atrocious bill that passed, super tax cuts that are made permanent for the wealthy, tax hikes for everyone else. Middle class taxes are going to go up. Lower brackets, their taxes are going up. These tariffs are causing the prices on our goods to go up, even though they've been ruled as illegal. Who knows what this White House is going to do? Are they going to listen to the judicial rulings? I don't know. They didn't listen the first time. Probably not going to listen the second time. So we all know this is corporate. This is the United Corporations of America, and we're all just peasants until we realize our power. And it's taking a while for us to realize our power, but I sit hoping and anxiously waiting for American workers to remember what they are. And that is the power and the heart and the soul of this country. Let's keep going. Trump issued an executive order to end the collective bargaining agreements for NASA, the International Trade Administration, the Office of the Commissioner for Patents, the National Weather Service, the U.S. Agency for Global Media, the Bureau of Reclamation's hydroelectric facilities, and the National Environmental Satellite Data and Information Service. Some of the protections that workers will lose include access to a neutral arbiter to resolve disputes and the right for union stewards and leaders to be given time on the job to work on cases and collective contract negotiations. As he often does, Trump deployed a loophole to implement the deeply unpopular policy shift and claimed that the agencies should be exempt from union laws because they pertain to national security. The National Weather Service pertains to national security, and therefore it shouldn't have a union. Can you imagine? The weatherman? That's national security now. In reality, he just wants to disempower the workers so that they can be more easily abused, exploited, and fired by his administration. All of these policies ultimately flow back to his goal of gutting the federal government to pay for tax cuts for the super rich. On top of that, the oligarchs who helped put Trump in power have a deep ideological antipathy towards the very idea of unions. They want a world where corporations control every aspect of our lives and we are powerless to fight back because we've been stripped of every last worker protection. They may want that. They might. Maybe that's what they want. But I ask you and I implore you to read history. Read history on the labor movement. We didn't always have the right to a union. That doesn't mean we didn't have unions. We started out with abusive, disgusting bosses that abused the workers and forced them to work 16-hour days, very little breaks, in very stuffy factories with very little ventilation, in coal mines. And you know what happened? The workers organized together and they created unions and they fought back and they went on strike and they stopped working and they brought the powers of capital to their knees and forced them to pass laws to grant the right to unions. We have forgotten this But let's not think that just because this clown, this orange Cheeto-faced clown, doesn't like unions, doesn't like paying workers, and his billionaire buddies, let them not fool you into thinking that you have no power. We are the power. You're not hearing this messaging a lot, but we are the power that drives this ship. We are the power. And again, when we remember that we are the power, we will make them shake in their boots. And we'll create a fair society. This right here, this ain't it. Let's see, where did we leave off? This latest executive order is another clear example of retaliation against federal employee union members who have bravely stood up against his anti-worker, anti-American plan to dismantle the federal government, stated Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees. Several agencies, including NASA and the National Weather Service, have already been hollowed out by reckless DOGE cuts. So for the administration to further disenfranchise the remaining workers in the name of efficiency is immoral and abhorrent, he added. Y'all, do me a favor, jump on Occupy Democrats, give them a like, share their content. Let's spread information to other workers who need to have information come to them. Let's break through these little social media bubbles where everybody's in their own little hyper centralized or hyper narrow bubbles. Let's break through that and start getting this awareness out there because folks need to know what's going on out here. Anyway, my name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember that the fight's not left and right. It is up and it is down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. So let's go. Peace.